Ahem. 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 Hello. Oh, I should probably turn this down, huh? Yes, hello, it's me. Hello, hi. How's it going? Boy, that was a weekend. Yeah, just Frankerzies all around. Real, strong stuff. Before we get started, again, I'm not going to keep y'all super long. Originally, I was only going to go for like an hour, maybe. You know, we'll see. I just wanted to kind of touch base and talk about stuff tangential to sawcon, which you all might have seen this weekend. And you know, while we're getting into some of that, I guess I can go ahead and pull up, you know, the actual list of events that happened. But I don't want to just leave you hanging with just, you know, me talking and these backgrounds. No, that'd be dreadful. Let's think about combos. You guys like combos? I guess you probably should hear the combos too. I guess that's important.
Here comes a new challenger.
So I don't know. I kind of think I think sawcon knocked it out of the park. I think you're right. I think it was pretty incredible. I don't hey K Price. I don't want to toot my own horn. I really don't. In fact, what I wanted to say is I kind of feel like my Bloodstorm Time Killers thing was not the best it could have been. It was a really rough. There were some elements I would like to redo if I could. But I mean, you can't go back in time. I feel like there's elements from it I could at least cut into maybe smaller pieces to kind of, you know, build more interest in that game. The FMV trash barge kind of went mostly as planned, but a lot of the scene transitions in the final MP4 didn't quite come together. But it thematically fit how a lot of this was meant to be the feeling of something imploding. But, you know, and I'm lucky in that, but I would like to get better at the hows and whys of making, you know, video internet content that's going to be seen by a couple hundreds of people, because I'm not usually, I am not the person who is usually in there. But, very appreciative though of all the, you know, the kind comments of people who, you know, really like the event. This is, you know, this was while, you know, people were watching GDQ raise $2 million for charity, and Cooperation Cup went by, the Game Newton event that had like 11,000 people watching Third Strike. And, you know, during all that, we just kind of wanted to do a recreation of what our yearly experience at something like MagFest was like pre-COVID, just being this, you know, off to the side with this little, you know, projector and an arcade machine. And for a time, I think we nailed it. I think it helped things feel just that much brighter. However, if I can hate for a second, if I'm allowed to hate on some stuff, no love, no shout-outs to Paperspace Parsec machines. Only because that really felt like a crucial element that was entirely out of a lot of people's control. Like, that's the 50-50 thing about Parsec, right? Like, I get that Parsec is this indispensable element as far as, like, FGC events taking place. You know, it's entirely out of people's control. It's a cloud machine. But when you're talking about like this Herculean effort by some of the people who I watched personally really put in like clutch work to make this weekend happen, and the Parsec stuff, especially whereas like TMNT XJL kind of going down, like those Parsec machines going down for hours, like that just happened in really unfortunate ways, that service being hampered, and seeing that happen to really good people made me realize that those people deserve better quality services other than having to choose like, hey, will this lag or won't it? Or is it going to debilitatingly crash and go down and leave everybody in the dark for hours, or won't it? This kind of, corporate infrastructure, nature of the beast or whatever. But I thought that was bothersome. I didn't really find that. I didn't really like that too much. Shout out to Homer, aka TTTTT, SD, T5SD, however you want to say it. Homer's a great person. Kamikaze, absolute legend. These are people who have been around for years, and I think their work deserves better than these paper space things really treated them. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. There was other minor, hiccups that I didn't really dig. There was a little bit of trauma in the Street Fighter the movie scene, and some of the stuff that in the circumference of how do I put this without sounding salty, because it's Monday. I don't want to get on here and inundate y'all with auto fire and tournament certain people who pop onto your Discord and they're like, tournaments, that's the most important thing. I need the most obscure game to do a tournament for. Look at me. Like, this is the ego stuff. I'm not about that. I am about supporting spur of the moment cool shit like sawcon was, and things that do, and things like the Street Fighter event we did for Byte that raised for charity and things like that. To clear something up, and I do agree as a fairy, I do think it was very silly, which is the only reason I haven't really said anything about that in detail. I don't think I'm going to. And the other thing I wanted to say, I'm not speaking on behalf of a lot of the staff, but what I think is that this was not meant to be like a MagFest replacement. MagFest stuff just happened to start imploding, right as like. As we this group of friends were planning, like, hey, we should do something, just to, as a cool stream thing to have fun. And even MagFest, like, there's not gonna be a replacement for MagFest, right? That thing, if you look at those last few tweets, that thing has imploded, and the thing that it used to be, the construct of what it is gone, because people told them. As a reply to that, people lit them a fire under their ass and told them you're not doing the right thing, and they know what the right thing is to do as far as like that board, and they're not going to do that, and that bums me out a little. But this was not meant to be a replacement of that. It's more about channeling those good feelings into one distilled thing, and I think as far as that goes, I think they fucking nailed it. So, as far as like my favorite moments though of the whole thing, like, you guys gotta go watch that combo video panel that To Be More Crazy put together. It is fantastic. Like, I take for granted that coming up in a certain time frame, like during that KYSG peak moment, where you had to, not to get like boomer on y'all or anything, but this Omega Red combo is ridiculous, by the way. I don't know. I take for granted that during that time frame I was getting a crucial education in some je ne sais quoi that some people who will come up and stuff now aren't getting or aren't privy to, or they just don't care. And that bums me out. Like, stuff that and this kind of leans into what I'd like to start doing with this channel. If you've been wondering what the plans are going forward, you know, I have some things on the docket I definitely want to take a look at on here. Some like Fighter Maker 2K games, MS-DOS stuff, weird PC Engine shit, like, you know, Sega CD, Jaguar 3DO, especially with a focus on Saturn stuff in particular. I want to look into the kind of stuff that, again, is, I don't want to get caught up too much in this weird arms race for FGC adjacent content. I'm just looking for a better way of understanding the messaging that's been conveyed to me from back then to now throughout these games, rather than just constantly beating the drum of like, oh, we need tournaments all the time, every week, tournaments. Because the past couple of years of some of these games, like for SNES, getting like mod support and balance hacks, some games that never had net play for like, you know, decades, stuff like PAL mod, the balance hack for Clay Fighter that came out this weekend that we were playing on, like, that's brand new. All of this stuff, beyond a shadow of a doubt, is like there's more to all of this than just we gotta do tournaments all the fucking time. Like, not that I don't plan on, you know, entering those or playing or streaming new games. There's plenty of new great fighting games. Yeah, it's I want to dig, like, I don't, there's plenty of new great and good fighting games and other genres that I want to, you know, I want to play shmups on here. Like, I love shmups. You know, people like Charlene Maximum, the shmup she's working on, I fucking love that shit, dude. Like, I am so I'm so hyped to see where that goes. There's no shortage of things like that I want to look at. I kind of have a reverence for smaller projects like Punch Planet. Whenever Kianta 2's rollback thing comes out, Murfight is still in the work, you know, stuff experimenting with rollback, especially like re-releases. You know, KOF 2002 UM just got confirmed for PS4 with the rollback patch, and like Guilty Gear Plus R, stuff that does the due diligence to preserve old games. I would love to look at all that stuff. I find the deep dive, like Polar Bear, I find that more rewarding than just waiting for whichever new game season pass and trying to fight against that constant tide of like new game content and trying to stay competitive in that arena. Because and this applies, to apply this back to sawcon stuff, I just kind of play for the love of the small game in the corner. I'm more interested in what's going on there. That's just kind of who I've always been. And tangential to that, I kind of missed out that Quarantine Report 3 got announced because there was so much shit going on this weekend. I need to get in touch with the Sailor Vic. Some of you all might know Sailor Vic on Twitter. They are an ASCO 120 enthusiast. They evangelize that game, and in ways that have been very essential to like setting up like a great Mizumi entry on that wiki for people who want to get into that game. You know, and really looking forward to see what else gets announced for that event. Quarantine Report 3, you should definitely check out their Twitter account and stay tuned with them, because I'm definitely excited to see what happens with that. Mizumi really kind of biblical right now. Yeah, Dan Kuga for damn sure. Dan Kuga, shout out as usual to Bunnies from Hell. I've been meaning to ask her some questions about where that game's headed. God, Logan is so violent. Yo, Tori Bash. If you pull Tori Bash out, I know you've been around for a hot minute. You might, if you remember when Tori Bash first started getting talked about, or if you remember like Street Fighter Mouse Generation, remember that shit? I don't know, I feel like the dream on some level, and I'm gonna be pie in the sky here with y'all for a minute. I've only been live for like 20 minutes, but again, I said I wasn't gonna be on super long, so I wanted to get this out while I still could. My dream idea is if you click on a website for something like Quarantine Report 3, right? And you see the really long document, the Google Doc with all the games listed, I feel like there should be like a corresponding link you get on each game with some equivalent to like the depth of the Jackie Chan Bible. Do you know what I'm talking about? The amazing like Google Doc with all the frame data. You know, they've mined all the combos out for you. All someone who's interested, who wants to go to a Quarantine Report or participate needs to do is click that link, just pull up training mode and start going. Just go in. Like, I would love for that to exist for every game. Obviously, that's not entirely realistic. It is so pie in the sky. But you have so many resources like that now that, you know, aren't really maybe, like, recognized yet. Like, Theo, aka Gangjian, the opponent, their Street Fighter the movie arcade game Google Doc is kind of just, it's reaching that level of depth. There's an amazing Google Doc like that for even stuff like that one Fighter's Destiny one that exists. I think that there's a possibility at some point down the line, you know, it might be this year, it might not. Like, think about the idea of putting all of that into one comprehensive thing. You pull in wiki entries, you pull in like videos like this one, like this. This is a video. I don't remember if this is Game-est or not, but like this video covers kind of everything for Children of the Atom. You pull, how can you make all of that stuff accessible in the least amount of clicks possible? That's what I was kind of thinking about this morning. And you know, again, pie in the sky, not gonna happen tomorrow. But I feel like if you want to talk about getting new people in, there's always this, oh, well, the game's got to stop being so difficult and blah, blah. Like, no, you make all that shit accessible from one click, and then it's easy. like it's about making the information, you know, as short a distance from the person's phone as you can. That's really, yes, thank you. People want resources. And I guess the other 2 or 3 parts of this that... Sorry, I'm looking at this Juggernaut stuff. Funny thing, if you don't know, Juggernaut's not normally accessible in this game. Juggernaut is actually a boss who has constant hyper armor, and so you rarely see like really ridiculous Juggernaut shit in Children of the Atom. Yeah, him picking up that iron beam is funny as shit, I'm not gonna lie. But what was I gonna say? Oh, so, you know, there's other worrisome parts of this to me that I kind of wanted to talk about a little bit, but I'm not gonna go super long again. Things like game centers and physical arcades, places like Mikado have like reduced their hours, so you don't see a lot of their footage as much. You still see like HO stuff. They're still streaming Melty every couple days. You know, places are struggling with COVID. It is what it is, and just, you know, if you can support those places and expose, you know, whatever the size of your platform. Like, you know, I talk about Mikado a lot in my tiny little corner of the internet, but also I don't have any love for places like outlets like Exa Arcadia that kind of exist to fleece those venues, you know what I mean? And I feel like more people should call them out. Because you're selling them these overpriced i3 Intel fucking repackaged boxes, and these Skinner boxes, and it's like, come on, man. Yeah, I don't even want to spend a lot of time talking about them because it's not super worth it. But just I can only wish Mikado, well, you know, I can only wish them the best. If you're able to go and cop like a shirt, you know, a mug, I bought a bunch of masks from them the first week they went on sale. With what little money I made not having a job and being on unemployment. So yeah, idolism. If you can spread that around, man, I'm just here to, like I've said last stream, that this is an educational stream. Like, I just want people to be educated. That's it. And also just you know, and we talked about this a little bit on the one stream with To Be More Crazy on here about documenting the old sites that used to host combo vids, but also like the apocryphal stuff around that. Like Fightabase is still really active. MM Cafe, CamiFan. Y'all remember CamiFan? That makes me feel ancient. Like for those who don't know, Charles, To Be More Crazy, he's TMNTTF on Twitter. There used to be a website called newchallenger.net. They used to primarily host, you know, match videos, combo videos, when they would come out. I used to help out with blogging. I actually used to live with the original creators of the original KingOfFighters.com back when they used to host all the scans of all the SNK like Shinkiro art books. That's going back a minute. That's like 03. Shout out to City. If y'all don't know City, she actually streams pretty frequently. Don't tell her I said this, but she's still active on Twitch. She streams a lot of Genshin Impact and stuff. I think she's at twitch.tv/SIDDI. And she's still regular. So, I mean, you know, ask her about Blue Mary, but don't tell her I sent you. Yeah, New Challenger is still the SNES, the Super Fighting Wiki, is hosted there. It is getting a lot of burn. It was definitely getting a lot of burn this weekend because this was just a really good weekend for rare stuff, man. I got to play stuff I hadn't touched in a hot minute. I was playing a Mugen Marvel build that was super incredibly unbalanced. Holy yikes. I hope Frosty does more, does kind of some weirder stuff this go around. I don't know if they're going to do anything like TMNT, but that would be cool. Actually, hey, there he is. Charles, do you know anything about Frosty doing TMNT this go around, or have you heard anything about that? I'd be curious to see if you've heard anything, or if they're just doing anything like SNES, you know, adjacent. Because I mean, we got Fightcade now, so shit. Dig attack. Yeah, if you hear anything and they're doing anything, I would love to be a part of that. But I mean, I was just asking because, like, a lot of the game lineup they were talking about, I don't really play a lot of stuff at the moment. I'm like, it's cool, but because we were talking about Quarantine Report 3, and obviously that's going to be like a big destination for some of that stuff, but, you know, I was just hoping that, I'm hoping for the gradual expansion. Like, this is, you know, we're talking about future plans, schemes, smoking 6 cans. But, to go back over, let me pull up the... What else were we playing? I did a lot of rambling just now, but Survival Arts was super cool. Josh was putting me in those real rough Hear You 50/50s. That was good fun. Like I said, definitely go back and watch you know, one To Be More Crazy's combo video panel. Some great history in there. I think the Jackie Chan tournament went pretty darn good. We do have turtles at the end of the month. I don't know. I am kind of whack at that game. I think I need to hit the laboratory. Yeah, Jackie Chan was pretty late on Friday, but the VOD is up now. If you're not subbed to Robot Boombox, definitely give them a holler. Hey, I understand that. World Heroes Perfect was wild. So I didn't know, and it's funny. You can watch me in real time discover that Jean in World Heroes Perfect is too small for some of Hanzo's stuff to work on her. I was like, oh, I gotta rethink this. This is, oh dear. I started getting hit by some wild DPs. Shout out to Flynn Ju. Ju were really good. Then immediately following Jackie Chan, we watched a movie with Thorsten in it, who doesn't actually fight Jackie in it. They just race, but that's fine. I guess if I had to do anything differently, talking about Time Killers and Bloodstorm, I definitely would have, to kind of clarify why I didn't get any of the codes working. They apparently didn't work on that build of the game. And I guess you can submit a like a data set to the Fightcade mods, but you know how that goes. Like most of the holidays, it's like they take a hot minute to get to stuff, and I don't want to make any demands of anybody. So if it happens, it happens. If people really want it to happen, great. I didn't do terribly great in Sailor Moon, I feel, but again, like I was saying on the one stream where my internet cut out, I think Sailor Moon Fighter S is a really underexplored, really great team game. I think that deserves a lot more exploration. I didn't enter TMNT XJL. I didn't really feel confident. So not only is all of sawcon going to be uploaded though in VOD form, that's going to happen a little later on this week. That'll be all posted on the Fraud Crew Twitter. They also have a great YouTube channel. Definitely look for Fraud Crew on YouTube. Also, Dr. Butler, who you may know, is going to put together a big hype reel of all the stuff that went down. So check, keep an eye on their Twitter. They'll be notifying people too. I'll let y'all know when that goes up. And it should be cool. Moo Master's so good. Fuck, man. Like, I don't know of any other Kim Marie players that make her look that terrifying. Yeah, K Price, I mean, I've thought about like making either another Discord channel where I just do like weird announcements or something, but I don't really know if that's warranted yet. But I mean, if you ever just want to hit me up, to see what's up, I'll just let you know. Yes, Sailor Moon Fighter S has a 3v3 format. It is kind of the preferred way to play that game. Because I mean, it's fucking cool. Like, you start to build, team synergy. It's a very CVS 2 kind of experience. There's a lot of counter picking, and you have to adjust for like the presence of certain supers and strategies. It's really interesting. Especially if you're familiar with like what they were trying to do before with Super S. Like I said that one stream, like Saturn was really broken. But now that she's like a viable, like normalized character, and there's these other 3 characters that are completely new and super wild in the game, it's really interesting to me. Yeah, I saw Hokkaider for the first time. Hokkaider is wild. Shit is RoboCop from space. Yeah, that shit's absurd. That Psylocke restand is OD. The FMB, like, so I think if I had to do the FMB trash bars again, I would just have better quality video transitions. I think I didn't pick great scenes for some of them, but like everybody's seen Fox Hunt at this point. Like Super Great Friend did an amazing couple of Fox Hunt videos, and there's a really good video from Voidburger that came out regarding like specifically Phantasmagoria 2: A Puzzle of Flesh. Like y'all should absolutely watch that because that's a really good video, talking about how to, like, you know, conventional gender roles and how that plays into that game's like approach to certain subject matter. And then like 10 a.m. the day after that, there was Marvel Max. I could not. I had a really long conversation with Homer about the way Mugen interprets Marvel characters. Like this game, you know, Children of the Atom, you know, being the first school of Marvel where anything is possible. Like you look at this and then you realize that like the Mugen interpretation of some of this stuff is impossible, but also like look more restrictive sometimes. The barge is like going up to there's a point where it stops going up. I've been feeling that way ever since this year started, K-Price. Yeah, like I want the Magneto from this, but with the Marvel 2 like kind of normalized moveset, but just I don't know, like cause this game is like unhinged. This game is like a puzzle game. It's so cool. I'm still in. I said at the very beginning of this stream, I don't like to toot my own horn, but that Dong Dong Never Die comeback, like shout out to Lem, but I was so happy when that happened. I didn't like pop off. I was just smiling. COTA Amingo would be hilarious. Yeah, I didn't enter mystery games. Again, that was more done in the interest of time. Like, I think, you know, Dr. Mario, I was looking forward to playing a little of that, but that got canceled, you know, which was fine. We were definitely running over. But again, you know, first time for everything, first time event. I think it was really something. Seeing the DOA movie in a whole new light and appreciating it for what it is, and then realizing Paul W.S. Anderson was behind it in some capacity, and then being like, fuck this. Like that constant fluctuation where this is a thing that's just so close to being good. And there's so many games like that I like, where it's just like, this is so close to being good. Scent is dumb as shit. I would. God, what a bully! Like, you stop cyberbullying, Geef. I said Geef and I meant Sentinel. That's fun. Yeah, by the end of this schedule, when the Spiderman, by the time that Cartoon Maker thing, came along, I think my brain had short-circuited. But again, super fun event. Shout out to Be More Crazy in the chat. Shout out to F Dasta, aka Dank Pasta, for really bringing everything together. Yeah, Polar Bear, like, it's been out there for a while that you can make most things acceptable in fighting games if it's really funny. Yeah, it's shot in some of the same ways as those first couple of Resident Evil movies. Like, we need to do early aughts jump cuts on everything. God, he does 2 roundhouses into fucking Rocket Punch and it stuns. Why was that okay? I guess they were like, people aren't gonna do flight cancel stomps. What do you mean? What are you saying? These words you're putting out there. Ouch! Ow, 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 ow. Ow, ow, ow. Ouch. Dead. Destroyed. Flight canceling the mouth rocket is pretty funny. Okay. I'm trying to think of a good reason to defend Paul W.S. Anderson. This might take a minute. Like, you can make an impassioned case for Mortal Kombat. You can make an impassioned case for Event Horizon. What else really is there in his catalog that's like, what else in this catalog bangs? I don't... Like, is Shopping good? That was his directorial debut. I don't think I've heard of that. Sentinel is like that because... Actually, that really good thread from the one ex-Capcom artist, like, they didn't even know... Marvel didn't know why Capcom wanted to use him so bad. They're like, who the fuck likes Sentinel? I don't know. I'm not a Paul W.S. Anderson fan. There, I said it. But... having said that, I've seen every live-action Resident Evil movie in theaters because I'm out of my mind. Yeah, like, if you're talking about, like, the cartoons, you have to at least have the character that all the heroes seemingly beat up on through the whole show. You have to have them not, they're not there to get punked, right? Like, and he has there's some, like, designation that they give the Sentinel in these games. Like, he's not the same Sentinel as the ones in the show. Like, he has some code name. There's, like, a numerical thing, like an MK2 model they put on him. I forget. And Silver Samurai was pretty cool, like, in the sense that, like, lightning was instant and put you in a shitload of block stun. But just, like, block stun in that thing entirely felt fucked up. Like, you'll notice if you go back and watch, I fucked up so much stuff just on how block stun worked. Like, some of those connections were not the best, I'll say. He could have had teleport. I think it was a case of how cool do we make this in a way where people will catch on to this utility, this character? Because, like, most people will play Silver Samurai, they're just throwing the star. They don't... They're like, I got to throw this big shuriken, it chips. That's all I want to do. What do you mean he has elemental modes on his sword? What are you talking about? I don't even think he sucks. I just think he's like... I mean... Like, he was one of the first... Like, the first team I ever tried to play in Marvel 2 was, like, Hayato, Silver Samurai, Strider, because I was just like, I want to play swords. I want to use sword. It's why sword is in my name now. I was like, I gotta have some swords. They're fucking dope. What's up, Kenny?
Here comes a new champion.
Oh, good old Roro. Okay, I'm glad they had her pick on Nakuma instead for this combo, and not Spiral. Spiral doesn't deserve that in this game. Beat up the top tier instead. Deserves it. Fuck him up. That's a sick loop. I don't even know how that works. Like, just fierce roundhouse dash. Cool. Cool. Oh, that's sick. That's a... Yeah. Imagine back in the day, you go to like a Namco timeout and you get hit by this. You just thought Colossus was cool, and this just happens to you. You're like, oh, what? But I just wanted to watch the show. I don't... Oh yeah. I would love to know if Batosai has like, you know, just some more good stories on that stuff. I owe a lot of my interpretations to a lot of this stuff to Batosai. Is just as a person, like Dark Templar's videos, like my life would have taken a dramatically different course if I had not seen like that fucking Ermac video back in the day. Combo is the key. Who do I think Big Just made in COTA? Big Just was probably an Omega Red player. Big Just has probably tried to rap the word carbonadium. Like, he has probably tried to rap about carbonadium coils. Like, There's I know, you know, Sean Price, you know, got like Sean Price is rapped about vibranium, so obviously see, obviously no one knows what I'm talking about. Can't believe 8 fierces. Just 8 fierces. 8 fly fierces. Fierces. A lot of people really liked Iceman just for the beams. Only later on did we realize, oh, jump, is it jump down fierce roundhouse? That's just an infinite? Cool. Like, he name dropped Beta Ray Bill? How come Beta Ray Bill never made it to a Marvel game? Like, not once. Actually, was Beta Ray Bill in Marvel Nemesis? Somebody look that up for me. Yeah, like you would figure, like, oh, we've worked Thor into this. Beta Ray Bill was not in Nemesis. Okay. Well, that's fine. I can do that. I can do that combo. It's easy. It's easy. See, you know, if you want accessibility, this is accessible. Fighting games aren't difficult. This is just dashing down medium punch. Just do that. There, you're playing fighting games. Great job. Now, like I said earlier, it's an education thing. I'm gonna put a little bit more, you know, when that idea is a little more cogent, you know, I want to talk to some people and make it a conversation. I don't think there is a way to bring back that Iceman, but I will say that there's a really, you know, there's a really good Discord for this game now. There's like a good, passionate group of players who still like this game a lot, regardless of how busted and silly it can be. I don't know about getting like the arcade one-up machine or anything like that. I don't suggest you do that, but shit. Has anyone modded those yet? I mean, I'm sure that like there are enthusiasts who have modded that thing, you know, with Sanwas at least. Like, it's a little weird. So it's, you know, the pace of it is a little more sedate. Like, by the time they got to X-Men vs. Street Fighter, you know, they sped that game way the hell up. But there's, you know, there's stuff in this game that is really fast, like... Oh, thank you, K. Price. You didn't have to do that. That's cool of you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Last year, I did not get more than my... You know, I did not get my daily recommended dosage, my FDA dosage of hip-hop in my regimen, and... Always appreciative of that. I think Marvel Superheroes did feel really good. I think up to a point, though, because not everybody likes gems. I mean, you know, gems are contentious. Like, you know, for a half second, I thought that was an official Cyclops emote. Like, You too, K-Vice. Yeah, all you and all of us. Just imagine. I was about to say something really sappy. Never mind. Just imagine, you know, 6 arms hugging all of you. I'm so appreciative of everything. It was really nice that everyone had to say about you know, sawcon and everything went on. But it wasn't just me, you know. Like, definitely check out the Discord. You know, give thanks to, you know, Theo, the opponent, F-Dasta, Flinju, Jimmy More Crazy. They really put in, you know, the lion's share of the work. All I really did was just edit together some FMV trash and then talk about time killers for a couple hours. That's all I fucking did. I don't know nothing about nothing. I didn't do any educational panels on Game Boys. I don't. The sappy thing was gonna be like, let's, you know, just imagine if I could teleport to all of your homes and comfort you with my arms, I would do it. But it wouldn't. It didn't come out that way in my head, so never mind. But just know that I appreciate y'all. I'm coming up on an hour here, but and I didn't want to run too long because I really want y'all to check out the game that Melly and Date.Zone are going to be streaming later. They have an incredible game from the looks of it lined up to look at tonight. A game by a certain individual who goes by M. Dickey. I'm not sure if y'all know that name. Thank you, Umbra. I'm just here to educate. That's all. God, imagine if like we said earlier, like about how we want like Marvel 2 versions of characters in this, but like I want this version of Magneto is absurd. Like, yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I ran over. Because I almost fell asleep. I ran over as long as I wanted to initially go. So what I think I'm going to do after this Magneto combo is I might just let y'all, I might go ahead and raid y'all over there because, again, it looks like some excellence is going on. I don't want y'all to miss out on that. He is a boss. The thing is, like, because the characters are just, some of these characters are so strong, it kind of feels like Wolverine is a boss. Like, Sentinel is definitely a boss character. You can't tell me that is not, you know, just his size, the constant armor stuff, him dizzying you in like 3 hits. Like, it's no doubt in my mind that at some point they were like, what if we just made Sentinel a boss? What if he was just a boss character? And then they were like, well, people will want to play as him, and they're like, alright, fine. Were they playing this in Black Mask? The Jet Li movie? Holy shit, really? Yo, I need to go back and look at that, because, what? Wow, I forgot all about that. And I love that movie, because that movie has, there's a song in that movie, that is a remix of Johnson Cruz's Pack Jam by Groove Rider. You know, drum and bass legend, and like that got me into drum and bass. Like, that movie's amazing. And just so for that to have this game in it, like, it's all linking back together, you know what I mean? It's how you know sometimes that you're in the right place at the right time when certain elements like form your tastes. Does that make sense? Damaged. Oh, can anybody tell me what... This has been a dispute for a while. Like, what is Sentinel saying? Like, when they throw, Are they saying you're out of line? Can anybody link me, like, Sentinel's quote? I've never checked, like, Fighter Base on this. I guess I should. Damn, imagine imagine doing this to somebody with like your hands tied and a Saturn pad. Like, imagine doing these type of combos to people while you're tied up. That's impressive. That'd be impressive, I think. E-Impulse was really, but they You know, Umbra, you got a point. I don't think I don't think I should be allowed. It's kind of unfair and advantage. I'd have to forfeit myself from this bondage Children of the Atom competition. The combo was sick. It is a little sad that they didn't like have like a somewhat depowered version of this boss that's to be playable normally, because that's a sick loop. It just looks fun to do. Those 10 slaps. Excuse me. How many? No, actually it was 18. I'm sorry. So I don't know. Oh yeah, so that was by Sin. This was from 07, was it? Huh. Could have sworn it was earlier than that. I think it says neutralize. You are super correct. I'm sorry. It's early in the week, and I have not had a lot of sleep. So again, thank y'all for, this has just been, I just wanted to catch up with y'all, take like an hour to see, take the temperature of the room, I guess. And as soon as I remember how to do the text raid function, we're gonna be hopping over to watch Melly and company play some cool games. And thank y'all so much. I ran a little bit over, but that's my hour. I'm gonna go ahead and switch my OBS settings, and I will see y'all over on Melly. Stay tuned for just a moment.